it's Eric with His&Hers HHQ. Pardon me. This video has been a long time in coming, but it's finally here. So we have a few things to go over. I'm going to touch on them real quick and then we'll get into the reveal. First and foremost, I can't shout these guys out enough. STS scale model decals. Seriously, get a hold of these guys here on Facebook or give them a call. I've actually got him saved in my contacts on the phone. I'm just wowed by what I got. I sent him a request for license plates for 1/25th scale, 1/24 scale. And I was not disappointed. Now, mind you, he told me the way he likes to do it is do it on that photo paper, because the photo paper in scale wise seems to be the appropriate thickness. So that being the case, he can fit 72 license plates on a single sheet. And for me, it was, well, it was really reasonable. I don't remember what it was off the bat, but it was shipped. It was really, really reasonable. This guy is awesome. And I'm going to share with you what I didn't use on the Galaxie, because of course you're not going to use 72 license plates on a single car. But feel free to just pause, check these out. Now this bottom set here was just random stuff that he threw in. A handful of these are random, like Dodge. But Mater, Snafu, Dilligaff, Wrecked, Tarfu, Blah, Gurgle, WTF4, Fubar, DV100. That means a disabled veteran or dysfunctional veteran, which you can call me either one. 100% there. Bader. Yeah, I had Mater and then I was thinking about it, and Bader. Something to do with fishing. That's right. Fishing. That's what I was thinking about. If one of these times, if I can get it, I'm looking to get that Revell 37 Ford. I did the AMT. Unfortunately, I didn't do it on camera. I did that split cockpit wooden boat, kind of like the runabouts. Oh, doggone it. Yeah, the inboard engine, all that. Anyway, I did that, and I put my granddaughter's name on the transom. It's a really nice boat. You can see pictures of it over on the Facebook page. Anyway, and since I heavily modified the trailer to present more realistically, I figured I want an older truck to pull it. And then I saw Revell was releasing that 37 Ford, and I'm like, one of these days or one of these months, I will get that, because that will be the truck for me to build for that boat. So, Bader, fishing. But anyway, all these lovely plates. I mean, it's just, if you have questions on what the ones that I did specifically, feel free to ask. But I mean, 72 scale license plates for a really fair price. You can't go wrong. You can come up with all kinds of your own and just have fun with it. All right, now on to the review. Sort of. We're going to discuss a few things. This extraordinary kit, the Revell 1959 Ford Galaxie, Skips Fiesta Drive-In. I love the way it turned out, but this kit fought me tooth and nail every step of the way. It was an honest to goodness bear. Some of the issues I had, well, having to reshape some things, and I'm not talking about the modification I did on it, but having to reshape some things and adjust some things here and there, and the level of just trying to make things work. This kit pushed every single button I have as both a modeler and as an individual. This thing, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It just really pushed it. It pushed every single button you can think of. Just going, which one of the buttons it pushed is, guess who doesn't get to sit in the car? Now, I did do a light wash on these two. It's kind of hard to tell, but I did do a light wash on them. But they still look fantastic, and I just love the way they look. So I'm going to keep them, set them aside somewhere, and maybe use them in another. See, I can't speak. Use them in another build. Anyway, so that's just one of the ones. This, I feel like, you know, that this thing literally pushed in such, I mean, even me, who I have an overabundance of patience. As a modeler, you should have patience. Thanks to the Army, I've got an overabundance of patience, and this one pushed me to the point where I'm looking at it as anybody would wind up with
emotional damage.
So anyway, okay, so to best explain it, I have covered many times test fit. All of you know test fit. For those who are just getting into model building, test fit. This kit is the exception to the rule. I think, well, pardon me, with the debacle that was the Duplicolor primer, the spray can primer, that was just the beginning of all the I mean, you know, normal things here and there were enough to just but this one just this guy fit every time I test fit and double checked and made sure everything worked. She sits nice and pretty in there. She really does. This guy, after getting all the paint on, getting everything situated, and then getting him set in there, I don't... Chew. Bless me. Pardon me. All right. This guy just... you know, if... once you get him in and he's sitting in there, you can't move him. The steering wheel has him pinned down. Now, when I test fit it with the steering wheel, you know, adjusting the steering wheel after the fact and all of that, there was no issues. After it's all assembled, everything's glued and starting to put things together, he don't fit. But once you get the, if you separate the body from the body pan and get him in there, the steering wheel sits right in his lap and holds him in place nice and tight. His arm rests on the windowsill. His hand across the back of the seat. Looks great. Then the daggum windshield don't fit no more. I don't get it. So, that's just one of the many issues. The paint, when I lay down paint, and I lay down the initial primer and the Green Stuff World chrome on the bumpers, and had the Indian turquoise and the colonial white laid down. We had a spat of a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, where the humidity was below 50%. I think the highest it got was 46%. So everything dried pretty quickly. I did point out that in the rear bumper, after giving it, it was like, what was it, 36 hours maybe of dry time, I got a hold of it and left a big old thumbprint where the, pardon me, where the license plate goes. Which is frustrating, but it's like, what the heck? Well, a few days ago, and that's why this isn't a Wednesday video, it's a Friday video. I was getting things situated. I had the trim on the roof chromed. It was sitting aside, and I needed to adjust things and move things. Now, the trim had been drying for 16, 18, almost 24 hours, something like that. A long time. And I needed to adjust some space here as I was working, and I picked up the roof and set it over here on this side of the desk. When I let go of it, there was a great big strip of chrome right down my thumb. And it was the same day we managed to have, I think it was an 84% humidity outside. It was rough. There was still chrome on the roof, but I had a big old strip of it, and so I've had to retouch up here and there because, you know, adjusting the body, moving my hands around, I've hit bits of chrome. It is done, but the stuff on the passenger side is still drying. what's going to happen is the roof does operate. I can't bring myself to show you guys on camera just yet, because I have left so many prints on the daggum chrome that I'm going to give this stuff a while. We're talking like a month and a half, 2 months. I want to make sure the chrome is dry. So I'll do a short in a couple of months and show you the roof operating, but I promise you it operates. I've just left bits here and there. It's still drying so much to the point I haven't put the clear on, but I will put clear on off camera, but it's going on the shelf. That way it'll be nice and dandy and ready to go, but it is done. So when I started this kit, I started the kit treating it as if, well, we were at Skip's Fiesta Drive-In in Chicago, and us and our best girl here decided to take a road trip, and we jumped on Route 66 there in Chicago, and we decided to go cross country, hitting all the little towns and major spots that you could think of. From Chicago to LA, we hit the Devil's Elbows, St. Robert, Waynesville, Joplin, Oklahoma City, Phoenix, you name it, all the way out to LA. We did it. So, just a brief thing, we should be having little snippets, a map here, an old map showing Chicago and Skip's Fiesta Drive-In all the way down and out west to LA, hitting all those little spots along the way. And you can still drive old Route 66, or what's left of it. There are parts of it that don't exist anymore. But I was lucky enough as a kid, I got to, we got to drive the bulk of Route 66. It was after I-44 opened up, obviously, but it was one of those cases of mom and dad, when I was still a baby, mom and dad went back in the Navy, and got stationed out at Point Magoo out in California, just north of LA, outside a little, or I say little, considering how big LA is, Oxnard. There's a Point Magoo out there, and anyway, I was thinking Port Hueneme, but that's another installation. It's Point Magoo, and I know we took Route 66 from Chicago, where I was born, out to Dad's duty station. So on the way back, now it's me and both my younger brothers, and coming back, we took what was there of Route 66, which was not completely dead or abandoned like you see a lot today, but it was still, Route 66 coming back. So that's how I treated this build, because I wanted, I guess it was more for me, that feeling of nostalgia, I guess you could say. So here we are. We went from Skip's Fiesta Drive-In, jumped on Route 66, headed out west, got to LA, right there at that boardwalk. That boardwalk gives us Revell's 1959 Ford Galaxie, the hardtop convertible. And here she is. I've got these things already pre-opened, got the hood pre-opened so you can see, because I actually have to really seriously fiddle fart with it in order to get it to adjust and move and then close. I got these so you can see that, yes, the roof does operate, but I'm not going to play too much with this because it'll be a bit of a bear to get this done, and I don't want to leave any more prints. I'm hoping, now mind you, this is a self-critique. This Green Stuff World chrome metal is epic stuff. I do want to get a couple more bottles of the brush on, but I also want to give the airbrush stuff a try. I think I can get a thinner coat to lay flatter with the airbrush, but so I'm going to very carefully try to pick this up just briefly, give you a little closer shot. It's a beautiful car. As you can see, I got the license plates in there. And right now they're just tacked on with some Mod Podge. What it is actually the CLG M0M is my mother's initials and mom. So it's a beautiful car. Speaking of that fiasco, I feel like maybe I got that 1 in a million kit. In order to get it to close with the roof up like this, everything fit and worked correctly in test fitting. After I had paint and everything on it, I went to, I folded the extension of the deck lid back where it's supposed to be, just as I've done 100 times before in test fitting, and I went to close it and it wouldn't close. It had like this much space. It wouldn't close all the way. I had to take pardon me, that stuff's getting to me. I had to take 3 mils off the little tub in the back there. Let's see if I can get this up. Off of what is essentially the actual trunk there in the back. I had to take 3 mils off in order to get it to situate and close correctly. And of course, one warp was fixed and another one manifested itself. As you can see, that front tire is off the ground by 1.5 mils. So I mean, it's one of those frustrating things, but she's a pretty car, and I mean, I'm not going to, I love this job. I really do. There are a lot of, in the self-critique aspect of things, there's a lot of things I might consider doing differently if I were to attempt to do this kit again. Now, mind you, I do love these colors, but if ever at all possible, I'm going to do my best to avoid lacquer. I'm going to stick with my enamels and my acrylics. But anyway, yes, there are a few things I would probably do differently. I don't know, maybe trying to open the doors or something, just so it's maybe a little more to work with, because again, in order for him to sit in there, I would have to take, well, maybe like 2 mils off his butt and the back of his legs, so the steering wheel is not pressing on his crotch. And then, even though in test fit everything seemed to work right, once I had him locked in place under the steering wheel and then test fit the windshield, his arm and wrist were in the way, and you can't shave those. So I might consider trying to open the door or something like that. But these two will get a ride. They will get their car. It's just unfortunately not this one. So for all the pain and all the suffering, all the fits I had with this build, I think it turned out wonderful. You guys feel free to critique. I know there's a few spots that, you know, some things are my fault or operator issue, not product issue. This stuff is fantastic. It's me, the operator, that is the problem. A couple of these spots, like you'll notice, like down here, there's a couple of weird spots in the chrome. That's because trying to get like a black primer on everything got to the point where I couldn't get black primer on everything, so it's still that white primer. The chrome sits well on the lacquer, but the white primer, not so much. It actually, I don't know, like the white primer actually became a part of the chrome. It's really, really weird. So it's got these weird patches to it, kind of like as if you were doing like this, a chrome silver. So it's not bad. It's still a metallic color, but it's not the bright chrome. Again, operator error, not the product. The product is fantastic. This particular kit, again, I know I've read the comments. I've seen some of everybody else, or you know, a couple of people have showed me their builds, and they are extraordinary builds. It's just me. I got the luck of the draw. This one pushed me to my limits, and I still came out on top. So I stuck with it. I kept going. For every issue I had, I overcame things. I really do love how this turned out in the back, because that looks more accurate than with the hinge pins that are hinge points. So I love the way this looks. So anyway, that's this. That is Revell's 1959 Ford Galaxie Skips Fiesta Drive-In Series in 120 Fisco. And I'm looking forward to the next build. So, hit me with the critique. Let me know what you all think. I really thank you all for joining me on this journey and following along in this build series. I will try to shorten the next build series. I can't guarantee it. I will try. You know, sometimes life gets in the way. We've completed this build. We've gotten this far. I'm glad you all stuck around, and I hope you stick around for more. I'm Eric with His&Hers HHQ. Don't forget to follow us over on Facebook at His&Hers Hobby Headquarters. Like, subscribe, share the content. Feel free to comment below. I'm always looking to be as interactive as possible, and I do try to reply, and sometimes it can be 5 minutes later, sometimes it can be 5 days later, but I do try to be interactive. So yeah, I appreciate the subs and the comments. You guys are awesome. This is an awesome community, and maybe one day I'll get to a model show and I'll run into some of you guys. But otherwise, I'm Eric. Have a good day.